things, but is the most important thing that all of that contributed to Liverpool beating Chelsea?
Well, yeah, it's the most important thing. You said it then. We came away with a win. It's the most important thing. Was involved in a lot as well, as you said, but I'm happy that we won.
So tell us about the block from Cole Palmer. Did you think you're in trouble? As he shapes to shoot, it looks like he's getting it away.
We know how important he is for the whole their team. How many goals he scores and then his assist as well. So I had it in my mind to, if I can keep Cole quiet, then it's a huge part of their game gone. But yeah, I see in the air he was a little bit free, and I knew it was on me. So I done a little bit of a slide, and he still had the ball. And then I thought I would put my foot there and we just hope. And I blocked the shot. So he didn't score an assist, so I'm happy.
And then 1 minute 54 later, I think it was, you're in the other box winning a penalty.
Yeah, was that the one when it was an actual penalty?
The actual penalty.
Yeah. I remember I played the ball and then I made a run and then it hit me back and it was just there. So
feel pretty clear to you?
I mean, I never dive.
I'm not suggesting you do.
I felt it, contact and stuff, so I went down. It was a penalty, yeah.
Big part of the job under this manager, probably under the old one as well, to get up and down, to be in both boxes.
Yeah, 100%. Once I play in this team, you've got to run, you've got to have energy, you've got to be all over the pitch. You've got to help with the goals, with the assists, and if you're in the centre mid, you've got to go and press, you've got to get back, you've got to help out. And that's what I try and do.
And I did forget something, because with the second penalty, the one that got overturned, it's a hell of a forward roll.
Yeah, I mean, I told the lads that. I said,
lovely
I've just done a flip, but I've actually got to sort of whack a little bit, but I didn't even know what happened, if I'm honest. But yeah, I didn't have it, so, but it's fine.
Were you surprised it got overturned? I mean, you won't have seen the replays. It is a weird one, because actually from one replay, it looks a penalty. From another, it looks like he gets a chunk of the ball.
I've not seen it. I didn't feel any sort of trips, anything like that. I know that he came and we collided and stuff, but I don't know. I've not seen it back, so I can't really say, if I'm honest.
Okay, so then you burst into the box. Chelsea have just equalised a couple of minutes later. First touch, you just think it's getting away from you, and then you just get a little bit of your right foot on it.
Yeah, there's been times when I've arrived in the box. It's always been a first time one. There was one against Leicester where I came in at the back post, and then there was one against Spurs as well, and as soon as Mo had the ball, I've made the run and I thought it was going to come, and it did, but it kind of bounced as well, so I thought I've got to have a touch, it's got to be perfect touch, and I was fortunate enough, it was in my path and I got the goal.
And I see from the celebrations that congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ronaldo, what, you've been a dad a week now?
Dad a week, yeah, it's the best thing ever, man. I'm playing with a smile on my face. That's it's a different type of joy. And my little girl will be proud as well, so I hope that my girlfriend at home and the baby are there with a smile on their face.
And I know the new manager's slightly changed things in that you don't sleep in the hotel the night before games now, you stay at home. I'm guessing it was a spare room last night.
Yeah, for sure. I was in a spare room, but at the same time, she's a little dream as well, she's just away, she just wants to feed and change it, and then she's back asleep. So, I could have stayed in the main room, I would have been fine, but I just thought, it's wise that I stay in the spare room, and I was wide awake and I had energy.
I tell you what, you're making the rest of us look bad. Dads shouldn't have that much energy, especially new ones.
I'm sorry, dads around the world.
Well played, mate. Player of the match, well deserved.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
One for your little girl.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheers, bud.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to happen. They have their first baby together, and then he gets the Player of the Match award, scores the winning goal against Chelsea, and you can see he's just floating at the moment, isn't he?
He is. He called Pat lad.
Yeah.
Is it
lad or lad?
A bit of both, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the big terminology we use in the city. So it shows that they get on well. But he was brilliant. He was outstanding, and he's still at that stage where he's still not ever really made himself first choice, where he knows he's thinking Gravenberch, you're outstanding, so it's going to be tough for him. But I mean, what a performance that was, and you think of the quality on the pitch, you think of the money that's been spent on the pitch, and for a local lad to put a performance in like that was outstanding.
What does he need to do to get a role in this team week in, week out?
I think he's got to keep playing like that, at the highest level. He's up against, as I said, two top players in there, but he's going to get plenty of games. Liverpool will play 50, 60 games every season. And he's making himself on performances like that, because I keep thinking at the back of my head, will Arne Slot go back in for Zubimendi in January? When you see performances like that, you're thinking, no. You know, over the last few weeks I've thought maybe Liverpool could still do it in midfield, but when you've got someone like Curtis Jones and then you've got those three battling for two positions, that's a great quality. But when you see him at sort of both ends of the pitch, Studge, I mean, you know him as well, a little bit training with him and playing with him.
Yeah, played with him for a year or 2 years when he first came into the first team. And he's always had the ability, always. It was a case of, can he bring it all together? Can he develop into becoming a top-class centre midfielder? And right now, the things he's doing, the confidence he's playing with, he's gained experience over the years. He came into the probably 4 or 5 seasons ago, and now you look at him now, how he's even speaking. You can see he's grown up a lot. And technically, he kept Cole Palmer quiet today as well, which is, you know, we gave Cole Palmer the talk today, but you see Curtis today and playing on that side of the pitch. He's come off the football pitch with a goal and performed top class.
In training, what did you see from his, you know, what was his main attributes? Because he's sort of in this team, and sometimes team attacking, sometimes team defending. He's sort of like box to box.
What he's improved on is his pressing. That's what he's improved on. The technical ability has always been there. 1v1s, step overs, flicks around the corners, balls in behind. Like, he's got the lot. It was the defensive side of the game that was the concern. And with a manager like Jurgen Klopp, the onus was on the midfielders to run around and press. You see, with Arne Slot now, he's coming in and he said, you know what, I'm going to put you in a number 10 like against Crystal Palace. He was playing number 10. This week, OK, we're going to have you on the left. You're going to go up against your former under-21s teammate. You know, you've got familiarity there. You kept him quiet today. So you're seeing him now, the confidence he's playing with. Top draw. I
think what you mentioned there, I think when we talk about a modern midfield player, the terminology, is he a 6, is he an 8, is he a 10? That was almost a throwback to when I started watching football. We just called someone a midfield player. You know, whether you were Brian Robson, you were Steve McMahon for Liverpool, you were Peter Reid for Everton, it was like you had to defend and you had to also get forward. And that's the type of performance we saw today. He was a little bit of everything, doing a defensive job on Cole Palmer, getting into the box, getting a goal, getting a penalty. It was.
Can that go against you, though? You know, managers now, with the modern game, they want systems.
Yeah.
They want someone in a holding mid, they want a number 8, they want a number 10. At times, because he's good at both, but probably not the best at either. Will that go against him, would you say?
No, I think what we saw him to do today, I'd be very surprised if that wasn't the message from the manager. I want you to get forward. To see him, maybe he'd end up there once, but he was consistently getting forward. As I said, the two should have had another penalty for my mind. He's getting a goal. I think there was something Liverpool saw, maybe in Chelsea and Arne Slot, where you get forward, you can cause them real problems, and that's what he did.
Yeah, it was a really great performance from Curtis Jones. As we said, 1-1 penalty, could have won another penalty, scored a goal. You firmed up on that.
You went 50-50 at half-time.
50-50.
Someone being in the DMs.
No, you can't leave DMs out.
All right, don't bring your CBS chat here.
Guys, chill out, man. What's going on?
We're going to let these two settle down in the meantime.
He's been in charge for 11 games. He's won 10 of them, and in the Premier League era, only Pep Guardiola can better that as he started. And Pep, not surprisingly, won out 11 out of 11. But that's some going, isn't it, to hit the ground running?
It is, and it was a test for them today. They weren't at their best, but it was all about, after an international break, like we've said on numerous occasions, getting back into work, getting on the training ground and getting the right result. And it'll be interesting to speak to some of the players, but conditions looked a lot worse, particularly in the second half. You could see by the flight of the ball, so the quality depleted a little bit in the second half, but the main thing is that they adapted to the conditions and got over the line, really. So I've got no qualms at all about how they played. It was the result in the end that was the most telling thing, and the 3 points to keep them top after City go and win in the last minute was very, very important. And it just puts a little bit of daylight now between themselves and Arsenal, who, of course, they play next week away from home.
Yeah, what a game. The big games just keep coming. Yeah. And the fact that Arne Slot keeps telling us himself there's a lot more to come from his team, the more his methods get across, and yet they're winning when they're not firing on all cylinders and they're top of the league.
Yeah, I think today, without being, a standout performance, I don't think they were ever in too much doubt. They had gears to go through, and they did, and they used that. But look, he doesn't feel like the kind of guy who would do an interview and make things up. He does feel confident that the best is yet to come from his team. He's obviously very pleased with what they're doing, and results-wise, it's very important, especially at a club like Liverpool. You need to win, you need to get everyone on side. He's certainly done that. He's done the hard work to get his foot in the door, and then I think he's really looking forward to stamping his authority on the team now.
Yeah, from a coach's point of view, when you're trying to get some tweaks and new methods over, you have to be winning at the same time at a club like Liverpool, don't you?
Yeah, but it helps to buy in with everybody, the fans and the players, because when you're trying to bring slightly new ideas, I think it's the game that he would have learnt the most about his squad so far, because I think they were tested in different ways. In the first half, particularly, Chelsea felt like they could play through them quite a lot, through the pressure of Liverpool. I think they were getting that slightly wrong or slightly off. Maybe it was a case of after international break when you're not quite at it and you leave spaces and they play through, and Chelsea are a good team. And I never felt like Liverpool had a real control of the game in terms of, where I think their best moments came generally when they kind of went longer and then they got the second ball, and then they've got game changers higher up the pitch. So in the quest to make them this sort of possession, slightly move towards more possession, they got tested today, and I think they'll probably learn, and he will learn a lot from that.
And as Frank said at half-time, it's interesting, not just today, that they have done that at times when they've needed to under Arne Slot.
Yeah, and I thought they were better doing that today. Whenever they went long, because in the first half, Chelsea almost went man-to-man for them and pushed right up the pitch. Whenever they went to Salah direct from Kevin Carragher in goal, he's so strong, he normally keeps the ball, and suddenly they've got possession 80 yards further up the pitch. And I think, horses for courses, Chelsea pressed them today, you go long. If people drop off, that's when you start to play. And there's no set way of playing football. You play what the opposition do, and if the opposition make it hard for you, you go over the top of them. And I thought Liverpool adapted to the conditions and to the opposition really well today. As I said, it was very close. The two crosses at the end of the game, one from Neto, and then they had one from the Cole Palmer free kick. It showed you it was just millimetres really that kept them in the game, but they just found a way to get over the line today, and it was equally as important as going out and winning 3-0 against different opposition, because it was a hard game. Chelsea are a good side, aren't they? And they're only going to get better the more experienced their players become.
Is that a skill in itself, Frank, sometimes to mix it up like that in a game and realise?
Yeah, for sure. And I think Liverpool have always been good at that. And when you know your players and you can hit Mo Salah or Núñez, when he does it well, he can hold it up. At times he can be erratic on that side of his game. But absolutely, I'd say it's the context of the game. A team want to come and pressure. You've got strong players, quick players at the top end of the pitch. Then I think there's an understanding that you miss the pressure. And I think it always works with the Liverpool crowd. I worked up in Liverpool with Everton as well. Sometimes they want to see that. If it's there, play, be physical, catch up with the play and show your energy, which Liverpool do have as well in midfield. So I think it's certainly more than just a good alternative. I think it's part of the strategy.
Yeah, I think especially with the way Chelsea press, it leaves big gaps. Talk about Carragher, put it into Salah. It's not like he's putting it into a channel for him to contest a header. There's so many yards in front of Mo Salah with the big press from Chelsea that Carragher can afford to drop it 30 yards before him and allow him to really pin his fullback. And that's a real strength of Mo Salah, and he proved it over and over again. So I thought it was really clever from Liverpool. OK, Joe. Well, Maka said he wanted to speak to one of the Liverpool players. We're going to do exactly that and speak to the match winner, Curtis Jones, live at Anfield. Does that sound good?